I'm Seth,
And I'm Vilmos.
and we are Lunaera Creations. Lunaera is a new way for authors and readers to create and enjoy interactive storytelling in an easy-to-use, flexible, and powerful platform. Lunaera builds on the grand tradition of choice-based adventure books, helping authors to blur the lines between games and literature. But authors don't just write a story, they build a story game. And Lunaera provides game features that you haven't seen before, as well as easy-to-use visual tools.
And please note that this is an engine demo, so you are going to see some pretty grayscale styles everywhere. This is something that we're going to improve upon by September when we get to show off a much more polished product.
First, let's take a look at the reader, which is what most visitors will go to. The reader starts off with a library of all the stories that are available. We only have 3 right now that we've been working on, but just to give you an example of one of them, the functionality. First off, we have journals. These are basically save games where you can pick up where you left off in any game so you don't lose your progress.
Please note that journals actually store the state of a game world, a story world, so it's a lot more than just recording your position within a story.
Let us begin. It's text-based, like other choose-your-own-adventure style games. The difference here is that there are several different ways to interact with the story. For example, we have an expository method whereby clicking on a particular piece of text you can do various things that aren't necessarily action-based, then won't interrupt the flow. Or you can click on actions. Now there's only one in that particular page, but that would take you to the next page where something happens and you again get to make a choice. And this way you can progress through the story based on your choices.
Please note that other than just simple storytelling elements, the platform also supports some more advanced functionalities such as item management. This page illustrates that you can in fact pick up 2 different items, 2 $20 bills, and there's also a very basic item management screen which we're going to expand upon, but just wanted to show you guys the ability to add some more dynamic elements to your story.
Now let's take a look at the creator. This is something that we've been working on a lot. Let's see what it looks like to create a page in a story. Let's take this story, the city. It starts off with the world, not the story itself. This is the story world, and it contains items, characters, locations, and then, of course, the story. Note that you can have multiple stories in a particular world, and they share all of these different attributes. This is the list of all the different pages, but we also have a visual editor. This helps you to organize the incredibly complex and expansive array of pages that you'll be using as an author to create a very involved interactive story. It's very difficult to organize this in your mind, and doing it on paper is something we'd rather not do. So this is a very unique feature that Lunaera has for developing your own story games.
It's worth noting that depending on the complexity of your story, you may want to use one of the upcoming grouping features in order to first outline your story using a graph, and then diving into some of these story nodes, and then further building the story out underneath in order to be able to compartmentalize some of these complex story graphs for yourself.
And this is what it looks like in the actual editor to create a page and then edit it. First you get to see the sources that lead to the page inside the editor. You get to see the different chunks of content that make up the page, and these can be then identified for having choices that they link to. Of course, the content itself and other features that an author can add in to make it more interactive and generally look good.
And there's the old Asian man that we encountered earlier.
Who was finishing his bottle of gin that actually happened to me once on a New York subway.
And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that underneath you also have the 2 different choices attached to him, which you also saw in the reader earlier.
And these both happen to link to the same content page, but they can be edited. And of course, you can change the target page, which is how you essentially develop your entire story.
And then underneath, at the end, we have requirements. Requirements are our solution for basically taking out any sort of development or programming skills that will be necessary for putting together these interactive stories. Requirements allow you to put together very simple rules that enable and disable possible choices while you're interacting with different pieces of content on a page. And we can't wait to show off this functionality to you in September.
And lastly, we have the idea farm, and this is a piece of functionality that is essentially a place where people can share ideas that they have for stories, help other writers get past writer block. They can demonstrate ways of using the platform because of its flexibility. There are a lot of different things that can be discovered in how to actually present ideas and stories to the readers. And we just can't wait to fill that up with different things and help people on their way with authoring new stories.
And that's it for the platform demo for now. We can't wait to take our platform from 0.0.1 to 0.0.2, which is going to exist by September, and show off all the cool new functionality that we are going to have for you guys. Thank you for watching our demo, and hopefully we'll see you in September.